Bismillah. Hey, everybody. It's me, your host, Seven, coming at you with another episode of the Ghetto Muslim Chronicles. I am here with a very special guest. She's actually one of my favorite people. We talk a lot, we chat a lot. She asks a lot of questions. And sometimes when her attitude don't stink, we actually really get into some good conversations. So please give a warm welcome and give a lot of peace and salams to my girl, my niece, my baby, Miss Keisha.
Hey y'all.
Really? You gonna clip your mic onto your braids? All right. So, how you feel?
I feel fine.
All right, cool. Did you go to school today?
Yeah.
How was it?
Fine.
You always just say fine. What is fine? What does that mean?
School is draining. Very irritating. So,
okay.
It was fine because it was nice to get out the house at the same time.
Oh, well. See, that's something different. But I really appreciate the irritating and the draining and all of that stuff because so is work, so is everyday life. So, alhamdulillah, welcome to the real world. All right?
Yeah.
So I have been practicing Islam for quite some time. And for a long time, I've been the only Muslim in my family. And did you ever think that was weird?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, it felt weird sometimes because, of course, I'm not at all the major holidays. I'm not doing some of the things that, non-Muslims do. So I kind of always felt like I stood out.
Yeah, it was like not understood on like certain things that you couldn't do and stuff. And maybe people couldn't understand it.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. So one day this youngin decided that she wanted to ask me some questions. And I started kind of picking up because over time she would ask different questions. But my favorite question was, can you guess what my favorite question that you've ever asked me was?
No, I asked too much. I don't even remember happening.
My favorite question is when you asked to put on my hijab.
When?
Like this was maybe like a couple years ago. But when you asked me to put on my hijab, I was like, yep. She want to see how she look in a hijab. I thought that was a pretty good sign. So that was my favorite question. But so over the years, our conversations have developed. Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was definitely. I asked even more questions every time.
And her questions have gotten to be a little bit more detailed, a little bit more in depth, starting to talk about, things like character and purpose and things like that, things that normal teenagers
would ask.
Yeah, would ask or not even thinking about. So today's episode, we're going to spend some time just kind of talking, going over some questions. I'll be answering some of her questions. We'll be talking about some of the points. If you didn't see my last video or didn't hear the last podcast, it was talking about the 5 pillars of Islam. So please go and check that out. I did get an Instagram and I'll let you know what it is at the end because you know how I do. So just sit back. We're going to spend a couple minutes just busting it up and talking about the Deen of Islam. And hopefully, it comes through. Some of you guys can relate. May Allah guide our tongues, give us an understanding, and let's kick it off. All right. So my first question is, why did Islam or being Muslim, what about that intrigued you? What about that caught your interest?
I guess like seeing you being different from other people, like my first time seeing it and like actually paying attention to it. And it just made me like very curious on like, what do she got on? Like, what is she praising? Like, what is she doing in the living room every couple hours? Like, what is she doing? Like, why don't she come to all the family functions? Like, why this? Why that? Like, what's the truth? So
did you think I was 007?
I was just lost. Like, I was just very curious. So like once I started to understand things, it made me like, oh, like yeah, you should do the same thing because like I even see Muslims on TikTok and it like draws my attention makes me curious. And like, really, the Muslim mother or like somebody in the family is supposed to like make it carry on. So I was just curious and asked questions. And that's how I like got more interested because I got answers. I was like, oh, okay, that's what I'm about, right? Like,
so what did you like think initially? What did you think I was doing?
I don't know. I thought you were just, I don't know, just, I don't know, just wearing stuff.
You thought I was crazy then?
Yeah, thought something. I don't know.
Well, I guess you're referring to times when I would kind of step away from the family to go and pray, to make salah. And I remember you asked me one time, TT, why you not coming for Christmas? We gonna decorate and we gonna do all this and that and the third.
You don't have to talk like that now.
Well, that's how you sound in my head. So what did you think about, me being, because I come visit y'all a lot, but you noticed that I didn't come at those specific times. What did you think?
Let me think.
Well, while she thinks, I usually travel back and forth from Chicago to come and visit my family as often as I can, especially with my mom. And she started to notice that specifically on Thanksgiving and Christmas and all of those things, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't even like participate. And again, a sister ain't stepping on nobody's toes. I ain't trying to cross nobody's understanding their faith or their connection with their Lord and what their belief is. I'm just letting you know how I ride. Okay, this is my experience. So, did you think yet?
Yeah.
Okay, what did you think?
I thought like she just didn't want to come, or that she couldn't come, and yeah, just didn't want to come.
Okay, so now you know that it's because I'm Muslim. Do you have any questions about why I'm not there?
No, because I kind of already
know. Oh, okay. Well, so me.
Basically, you don't celebrate Christmas because it's like, because they claim that it's the day Jesus was born. And you celebrate it and give gifts and stuff. And like, I guess you're not really supposed to do that. Like I don't know how to put it, but then like for Halloween, it's like you're raising dead. I mean, not raising dead people. You're like basically worshiping dead. Like
you kind of inviting this energy, this spirit that's coming in. And one thing about Islam is it's really, really, really clear on something called Tawheed. Okay. Tawheed is essentially belief and the understanding in the oneness of God, the oneness of Allah. There are no partners, there are no associates, there are no helpers, there are no other entities except our Creator, Allah. And so it's really important to make sure that there are no conflicts or confusions with praising Allah. So different things had different things attached to it. And so that was really one of the reasons why, as Muslims, we don't participate. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah, you got it. You're on to me. You got me now. Okay. All right. So now that you kind of got this understanding, I heard you've been doing some reading.
Yeah. I try to like read every once in a while.
Okay. That's what's up. What have you read?
This book that she gave me, says Muslim women or something like that. Basically, so far I learned that women are supposed to cover up. Not supposed to go outside really. You're supposed to, if you go outside, you're supposed to be covered and can't talk to men or be near men. And I forgot what else. But I also read the Quran a little bit.
Okay.
Like 2 of them, but I never finished.
Okay. Well, that's really good because as Muslims, we are perpetual learners. We're always learning. We're always gaining knowledge and seeking knowledge and getting understanding. So I pray that Allah continue to guide you. And I pray that He bless you with beneficial knowledge, because it's a lot of out here that ain't got no business being practiced. But you kind of learn that as you go, what's good and what's not. All right. So what do you think? Well, first, let me ask you this. Do you think Islam and being Muslim, do you think it's good?
Yes, but then it's like you question yourself, because it's like, are you actually praising the right thing? It's like, is this actually what you're supposed to be praising, or are you supposed to be a Christian? Because those are two different things, if we're being honest. So it's like, are you supposed to be doing Muslim? You're supposed to be a Christian. So it's like, you don't know really, like.
So that's a good point. So, okay, let's take being Christian, because I grew up as a Christian. My family is all Christian. I was the only Muslim for a long time. And one interesting thing is that I learned Islam through my Bible.
That's good.
Yeah, I learned Islam by reading and learning about Jesus, alayhi salam. May God's peace and blessings be upon him. Some of the things that he would do in the Bible. Do you have a Bible?
No.
Okay, so I got to get you one too. Okay. Now, in the Bible, there's different aspects or different attributes that are explained or described about Jesus. Really? This ain't going well for you?
This is going.
But
can I not yard?
Dang. All right, but to be fair, Keisha, she gets up at the crack of dawn. She's usually up about 5:30, and right now it's getting pretty late.
It's only 8:00.
Well, see, I was trying to cover you, sister. You understand? But anyway, in the Bible, it talks about how Jesus, number one, prayed on his face. It talks about how Jesus kept a certain diet. The Bible also speaks about how he removes his shoes before he goes into the temple. And it's very clear in the Bible where Jesus is talking about him being the truth, the life, and the way to the Father, which indicated and made me understand, okay, so him and the Father must be separate.
Two different things.
Okay, yeah. So I, being petty as I can be, I researched that, and I wanted to know what was the separation and why was there a distinction made. And again, I ain't stepping on nobody's toes. I ain't trying to dispel or dismiss what nobody else got going on. This is just me, okay? And I'm sharing it. So once I found out what the distinction was, I understood that Jesus alayhi salam was calling us to a path and showing us how to get to the Father. And that's real talk. And it takes me back to Tawheed, because Allah says that he will forgive any sin except shirk. What is shirk? You know what shirk is?
Praising somebody else, I think.
Okay, yeah. So basically, putting something or someone in front of Allah, or comparing or making somebody or something equal to Allah, that's a no-no. Okay, so Tawheed is the oneness of Allah, which is the one thing that we make sure that we do. And shirk is something that we fall into when we put attributes or other things in people in alignment with Allah. So that's a no-no. So when I learned that Jesus was telling us he's the truth, the light, the truth, the life, and the way to the Father, I started to understand what Tawheed was. And for many years, I had to study with my Quran and with my Bible. Somewhere along the line, somebody gave me a pamphlet, and it helped me kind of understand. It was called Muhammad in the Bible, peace and blessings be upon him. Kind of helped me understand the attributes of Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, what to look for in him, because he was the comforter. He was the one that Jesus spoke of coming so that he could go away. And we all know, as Muslims, we believe in the second coming of Jesus Christ, alayhi salam. But Jesus told the people that this comforter had to come in order for him to go and come back. So with understanding that, we get to a point where we're what?
Nothing.
I mean, you gotta nudge me or something if I'm going too long or talking too much or expounding or expanding too much. Don't let's just leave me out there.
You talk too much.
Thank you. So rude. Okay, but anyway, okay, so where were we then?
You were talking too much. But this.
Yeah, so that means you stopped listening, which means you probably stopped listening. Okay.
No.
All right, but we were talking about Jesus. We were talking
in the
about
Bible.
In
What's
the
the
Bible.
difference and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, how that was different. So I got to get you a Bible.
I have one. I just don't have to hear.
Okay. All right. Well, that's kind of a way to kind of get an understanding, because you were saying like, which one do we supposed to be this or do we supposed to be that? And for real, I'm going to show you that, well, I'm going to explain to you how being a Muslim is following Jesus Christ. You believe that?
Yeah.
What you talking about, Willis? How?
I believe it.
Okay, so what are some things that you think that we do that that as Muslims is actually following Jesus?
Praying every day. Asking for forgiveness, talking to him every day, asking for help.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that'll do. Those are some things.
20 minutes up.
Okay, so we're getting to a point where it's time to wrap it up. But here are two things that we talked about. We talked about Tawheed, the oneness of Allah, and we talked about shirk, putting other things or people on the same level or before Allah and worshiping those things in addition to worshiping Allah. And that's the only sin that Allah said He will not forgive. All right. So I'm grateful. I'm glad that we had this little conversation, even though, the mic on the braid was a little irritating, but
How?
I tolerated it. Why not see how professional I was? Okay.
And this is the end of the ghetto.
Oh. Okay. So for those of you, I did mention that I do have an Instagram page. It is, what is it? I really don't remember. So I know that it is I think it's 007. No.
Yeah, just go ahead and pull it up.
Oh, okay. So let's see.
Old people, I tell you.
And one day you're gonna be happy to be here. You better hope you get here. Oh, but you know what? I don't have it on here.
So what are you talking about?
It's on my computer. Next time, I got you. I promise. Inshallah, God willing. I bear with me because this is all new to me. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening. Thank you for pausing or going to the next video. Grateful that you stopped by even. But I am your girl 7. This is my baby girl Keisha, and this was another episode of the Ghetto Muslim Chronicles. Peace out.
Peace out.
At least be ready to hit pause so we don't gotta look down and start doing. Go ahead.
Follow the Instagram.